So, okay, so now that we're actually recording, welcome back. This is our Saturday class, which generally is a little more energized than our Thursday class. So if you have water, I welcome it, tea, coffee. Today we're gonna focus on our core and do a couple of kind of strengthening positions and exercises, as well as stretching out the backs of our legs, like the big muscle groups back here, hamstrings, calves, even hopefully the thighs if we have the time. This is inspired by my red-eye flight from California where I didn't sleep, and I think I am in the shape of a chair right now. I can't like stretch anything. So this is a class for me as well as for all of you. And yeah, so just to start us off, I've taken a little break from just focused breathing exercises with, not necessarily meditation, not necessarily yoga, but just breath and alignment. So I'd like to just revisit that. So you can be on your mat, or I'm kind of in front of it just for this. Just find yourself in an unspecified sitting position. If you want to sit on a little cushion, we're going to do a couple of little playful exercises for breathing. So just to get us started, we're just going to roll our shoulders back a couple of times and let them kind of settle into their little pockets. Like our shoulder blades kind of settle into that little shoulder socket. I like to think of them, you can kind of take them out and then kind of settle them back in. Just getting the upper body snug and plugged in. And then with the lower body, kind of contracting the lower body as if your tailbone is kind of sticking out in the natural S-curve. Very gently tucking it into your lower back is a little more in line with the spine. You're not reversing the curve, but just in a little area that can protect the low back by pressing in the lower spine a little bit. And then just get a little bit of lift with your heart. And we're just gonna take 2 deep breaths in through our nose and then out through our lips as if we are, we have like a little teeny candle and we're just blowing it out for the tiniest little hole in our lips. So just try 2 like that. Deep breath in through your nose. And then blowing out a tiny little birthday candle. Let your cheeks be big. Again. Good, and then deep breath here, and then sigh it out. So deep breath in. Again with the sigh, making the sigh even bigger, coming from within. Deep breath in through your nose. Just sigh it all out, just let it go. Excellent. And just let your breathing come back to normal. We're gonna do a couple of little Santa sounds and elf sounds. So like Santa goes like ho, 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 we're gonna do that, but you don't have to bring voice to it. You can just make that ho, ho, ho. If you'd like to bring the ho, ho, ho sound so you can really tap in, I can't hear you, and if I could, I would be so proud. Just make the noise, take up the space, do what you need. So we're gonna do 3 ho, ho, ho's, and then 3 evil elf he, he's. So your mouth goes nice and wide like cheese, and you can either go he, make a little squeaky noise, or you can just go like a little bit of a snake. So you can add the vocal or not. And we're gonna do 3 rounds of that. Feel free to match me or go on your own. So deep breath in through your nose, let it drop in. 3 ho, ho, ho's. He. Again. Last time. And let it out. Good, and then just closing your eyes. Breathe into maybe the space and the depth that you created by just expanding with the breath. And let it out. Again. Excellent. You can let your eyes flicker open. Just one more. We're going to do what Aaron G. McCarthy calls a yawn sigh. And you're essentially going to open your mouth nice and wide, let that soft palate drop, lift. Let the tongue drop, soft palate lift, so create a lot of space in the back of the throat. You're just going to go make a high-pitched noise and then ride down a roller coaster into a low-pitched noise. Really get into the basement there. So to demonstrate, I'll just take a deep breath in through my belly. Open wide. Like get into that vocal fry zone. So we're just going to do 1, and this is really just to clear the cobwebs out, really send some blood into this area, some attention into the muscles and the spaces that let us breathe. So Deep breath in, let it drop in. Open wide. And believe me, the more you do it, the less your pets will think it's weird, and the less you will think it's weird. Some of you may be singers, or you just like breath work, but for those of you who aren't, it's a good time. So now we're going to come onto our mats and begin our asana, our physical and body practice. So we're going to start in our cat and cow. We've been doing so many cat and cow variations that it's been a while since we've done kind of the classic together. So you're going to start with your hands under your shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to inhale to drop the belly, open the heart, gaze lifts, deep breath in. And then exhale to round the spine, creating a dome shape. Gaze between your knees, exhale. Pressing through every space, every part of the spine. Inhale, take it nice and slow. Gaze lift, belly drops. Exhale, press it all the way. Really feel this contraction. Really activate. One more each side. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good, and then inhale to come back to neutral. Tuck your toes, and we're just going to send our bodies into little circles, and little circles to the right. You can go as far back and as far forward as you like. And after you do 3 or 4, just change directions. You can bring in any little movements here, any subtle stretches that you like. Excellent. And once you've done 3 or 4 in the other direction, just come on back to center. And neutral tabletop here. You can always put a blanket under your knees. I have one knee on the carpet and one knee on the wood, and it's a very interesting experience. We're going to take a deep inhale. On the exhale, press the top of your right foot back behind you, and you're kind of paused with your toes pointing back, your hips still square, so you're not opening up yet into a plank position, but just keeping it nice and square. Grounding through the hands. My bracelets were a little extra for today. Good. And then exhale. Your next exhale, send it back in. Inhale, stretch it out. Nice and strong. Really energize that leg. Activate it. And then exhale, send it back in. Next inhale, we're going to do the same thing. Press it back, but lift it up in line with your hip. Exhale, toe touches, knee comes in. One more like that. Inhale, out and up. Stretch, energize, point those toes, hips square. Exhale, toe, bring that knee in. Excellent. Now we're going to go even further. So inhale, send it back, lift it up, flex the toe. Exhale to bend the knee. Inhale to straighten, gaze down. Exhale to bend. One more time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend. And from here, we're going to turn out the hip and just make little circles with that knee. Like you're drawing circles on the wall on the right side. Good. Like you're peeing on a fire hydrant, but you're not exactly sure where the hydrant is. Come up with your own narrative. Once you've done 3 or 4, begin to reverse that circle. Breathing as regularly as you can. Steady breath, regular breath. When you've done 3 or 4, come on back to our knee, turn in, heel up, and pulse. Oh yeah. Like you're kicking the upstairs neighbor, the roof on like you're kicking the ceiling, so you're telling your upstairs neighbor to turn down the music. You might start feeling that in your glutes a little. Good. Take a deep breath to stretch that leg. Exhale to point and send it down. Toe, isolating, and knee. Good. Tucking your toes, send your hips back. Let your head drop between your hands. Excellent job. When you are ready, come on back to your tabletop position. Untuck those toes. We're going to inhale the left toes back. Exhale, send them right underneath that hip. Just matching your breath. Inhale back with the motion. Now 2 with an added lift. Inhale back and up, stretching, stretching, stretching. Exhale, touch, pull in. Again. Inhale, press and lift. Hips square, so we're not opening yet. Exhale, touch, pull in. Good. Now we're going to add a little bit more. Inhale, press out and up. Exhale, flex the toe, bend your knee. Inhale, stretch your leg out. Exhale, bend your knee, sole of the foot towards the sky, gaze down. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend. You're not trying to go high, you're more or less hips distance or lower. Inhale, stretch. And exhale, bend. Good. Inhale to rotate that hip, open it out to the left side, and begin to move it in big circles, keeping that foot nice and flexed. Gaze down between your thumbs. And invite some regular breath, some steady breath. And when you've done 3 or 4 to one side, simply reverse that circle. Good. 3 or 4. When you've had enough, come on back to our square hips, knee down, heel up, and pulse. Good, feel that belly button still lifting. We haven't collapsed here. We're still energized in our core. For 3, 2, 1, deep breath. Exhale to extend the foot, point the toes, touch down, pull in, open those knees as wide as your mat, send your hips back, child's pose. Let your head rest. Your head isn't touching the ground, a pillow or a block can be really comforting, giving your neck a little bit of a relaxation. Excellent. And when you're ready, come on back to our tabletop position, squaring those knees. Inhale, press those toes back with the right leg. Then exhale, we're going to open the legs, open the hips, lifting our right hand in the air. Woo! Yeah, and your foot might need to support you a little bit. Good, and just trying to get your balance in a little side plank. Good. Your back foot, you can adjust as needed. Just hand up is a little much. Hand on your hip. Gaze up. Good. And then on your next exhale, send your right hand down, square your hips, pull in that right leg. We're going to go straight to the left side. So inhale, send those toes back. You can tuck the toes to get a little grip. Get ready with your supporting leg. As you rotate those hips to the left side, maybe we open our arm up to the sky. Maybe it stays on our hip. Good, and just feel those hips lifting to the ceiling. Exhale, send it down. Pull in the left leg. We're going to do that one more time each side. Inhale, right leg back. Tuck the toes, prepare with your supporting leg. As we turn the hips open to the right side, maybe we peel up our right hand. Feel like your hips are like attached to a string that's lifting up. And then exhale, send the arm down, square the hips, pull it in. Inhale, left side. When you're ready, pivot those hips, bottom leg adjust as needed. Open the left arm up or to the hip. Exhale, send the hand down, square the hips, pull it in. Well done. Let's just tuck our toes and send our hips back. This time we're going to keep our torso up and we're going to get a little toe stretch. So you can use your hands to bring your pinkies underneath and just sit back as much as is comfortable for you. If you're up without your hands being on the ground, you can give your quads a little massage. You can use the fleshy part of your palm to really get into the muscles. Good. Just kind of pressing as you go down. Good. Inhale, heart open. And then exhale to plant those hands under your shoulders. Untuck those toes, give them a little wiggle. Well done. We're gonna walk our hands about a handprint in front. We're gonna tuck our toes and we're gonna move up into our first downward dog of practice. Yeah. And once you get up there, let's walk the dog. So walk those feet out. And so much dirt already. Good. And once you're here, take a moment and just move into a plank for the briefest of moments. And if your hands are under your shoulders, great. If you need to walk them out, so you need to have a square plank, good. This is where your downward dog originates. So now send your hips up into a downward dog, and that's your alignment. Rather than being really, really close to your hands, then your plank is like an elephant, like trunk, I don't know. The point is, plank, if your plank feels solid and secure, lift your hips, and that's your aligned downward dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and let it out. One more deep breath into your belly, even though your belly's up in the air. Let's bend your knees deeply, almost to the floor. And send your hips higher in the sky, rounding through all 10 knuckles of your hands. Good. Take one more deep inhale in this position. Exhale, keeping those hips as high as you can, begin to straighten out your knees. They don't have to come completely straight. Woo. Good, and then gaze forward. Begin to walk your feet. Nice big steps towards your hands, feet underneath hips, and just hang. You give your knees a nice bend and reach for opposite elbows. Let your head be heavy in between. And just sway side to side. Neck is relaxed. You can shake your head or nod your head just to emphasize that relaxation. Inhale here. And then exhale to release your fingertips, bend your knees. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. And then exhale, at the top, shoulders round and back to stand in our Tadasana. Shoulders back, heart open to the sky. Everything is engaged in your core, feet grounded, palms facing front, fingers extended out, energized, and eyes come to close. Feel in the grounding feet. The feet ground like roots in the earth. And let that connection just rise up through you and out through the crown of your head. Unwavering. Good. And then just relax your hands. Just relax all the muscles. Even though Tadasana, we're kind of just standing there, you're still engaging all your muscles. You're ready to go. All right, shall we flow? I think we shall. So coming to the top of your mat, feet about hips width distance apart. Deep breath in, bend your knees, reach those arms out and up. Palms come together, exhale, soar forward, leading with that heart like you're cutting a slice of pie. Let your head be heavy as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend out through the top of your head and out through your tailbone. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do halfway lift one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. So it's a little tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to plant your hands. Step one foot back and then the other. Plank. You drop your knees. Feel that belly button pulling towards your spine. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to send that heart down. Untuck your toes. Pressing up into a baby cobra, just warming it all up. And then exhale, head to the floor. Rolling up either through tabletop, or tucking your toes and going right into your downward facing dog. Excellent. Inhale deeply here. Exhale as if you're blowing out the candles by your toes. Your toes are the candles. Again, deep inhale. And with some force, blowing out those candles. Wonderful. Inhale to lift your right foot in the sky, toes pointing down, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. So kind of shift a little forward, so you're right over those hands. Inhale, send that leg back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, or as much as you can. You can take breaks. Inhale, send it back. exhale, send your knee to your nose, creating space here, pressing up, pushing away from the ground, and when you're ready, you're gonna step that foot between your hands. You can get a little momentum here. You can take a couple steps. Wonderful. So now we're in our high lunge. Just take a moment. You can use blocks on either side and just send your heart through your hands. When you're ready, you can put your hands on your thigh to press up, or you can send your arms out and up. Meet in a high lunge, arms over your head, arms at your hips, wherever you're comfortable. Good, palms come together in front of your heart. Deep breath here. Feel the activation between your legs. It's as if they're pulling together. Then exhale. Let's do, exhale, we're going to rotate to the left side. Connect your left elbow to the outside of your right leg. Twist. And you're not just twisting with your shoulders, you're twisting from the lower belly. And your palms, try to press them together so much so that they are in between your shoulders, right at your center. Option to open your arms a little bit if you'd like. Just another stretch, or keep them nice and closed. And then exhale, unhook that arm. Plant your hands down on either side of your feet. Good. Send your right leg back to meet your left. High plank. Shift forward, exhale. Chaturanga. Oh, that's right, untuck those toes. Press up into any kind of cobra. Maybe you want to go into upward dog. Give yourself a little moment here. And then exhale, engaging that core as if again you have a string through your belly button. As you press up either, well, I'm already there, but either to downward dog or move through your tabletop. Those are always your options. Take a deep breath. Again, deep breath and blow out the birthday candles. Inhale, left foot lifts. Exhale as you shift forward. Left heel comes to left elbow. And feel that in your core. Feel it, feel it. Inhale back. Exhale, roll left leg to right elbow. Oh yeah, feel that. Notice the sensation. Know that you're getting stronger. Inhale back. Exhale, nose to knee, creating space, pushing away from the floor. And when you're ready, you're going to send that foot in between your hands. Ooh, that one always gets me. I'm always sweating when I do sending my foot in between. It's hard. But take a moment to square your hips. You're kind of opening out a little bit into that warrior two. Try to really kind of both feet, toes pointing to the front. Back heel pressing towards the back. Knee is not going over your ankle. And if you'd like two blocks to really emphasize that length, I love it. Use your blocks. Good. Here you can either use your hands on your side, press up, or get your balance. Feel yourself lifting from that core as we rise up. We rise up. Good. Gaze lifts. Exhale, palms come to heart. Deep breath here. If you're shaking, it's a sign that you're getting stronger, not weakness. I'm shaking quite a bit. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, twisting to the left from the lower belly, connecting the right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Option to open an arm. You don't have to, just an option. Good. Keep breathing here. And your next exhale, whatever that is, onto the elbow, square through your shoulders. Inhale up, exhale, hands come to frame the front leg. Inhale, sending your left foot to meet your right. High plank or drop the knees to low plank. Take a breath. Find your stability. Just hang on to it. Good. Here we're going to lift the right foot off the ground just an inch or two. Oh yeah, three-legged plank. And send it down. Exhale. Inhale, left foot up. If you're on your knees, just lift the knee up. You're You're gonna get a glute workout with that one. And send it down. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, send it down. Almost there. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, send it down. Inhale, shift forward. Elbows towards your body. Lower down. Chaturanga. Release your arms. Just rest a cheek on the floor. Feel your heartbeat. Feel any heat. You're just feeling it. You're not judging yourself for feeling anything. You're just noticing it. Feeling, yeah, I'm alive in this moment. All right. Switch whatever ear you have on the floor. Catch your breath. And then forehead to mat, hands underneath shoulders, pressing up into a cobra or upward dog. For an upward dog, ideally you're supporting yourself on the tops of your feet and you're not letting your lower back kind of snap back. You're using your core to actually keep your lower back protected, and you're not wearing your shoulders as earrings. You're really pushing away from a lot. And then exhale, either move through tabletop or move right into your downward facing dog. Whew. Deep breath here, deep inhale through your nose. Release however you like. One more. Deep inhale. Release. Here we're going to slightly bend our knees and walk our hands to our feet. Oh yeah. And hang. Let this stretch also be a moment of rest. Just going to hang. If you like, sometimes I make my students pretend that they have mops for fingers. I'm like really good with my metaphors. Like, you have mops for fingers and we're cleaning the floor, and I don't know. But if you would like to pretend that you are a car wash and you're cleaning something, it's kind of fun. You just kind of go back and forth, bending your knees. And tip while we're down here, if you're having a hard time touching your toes, and this might be like a point of like consternation, like I do all this yoga, I have a hard time like touching my toes, bending your knees, putting your hands back here, and just like stretching like this, does a lot for opening up the hamstrings and the calves without tensing them. So without tensing them, they don't want to recoil. So you're actually stretching them when you don't really feel like it. And little by little, you're able to like lift your hips. So don't feel that in order to touch your toes, you have to like hang like this like for an hour every day. Let your knees bend. Let your muscles stretch out comfortably. Okay. While we're here, I'm going to turn and face you. We're going to release our hands out to the side. You may want to just look at me, and clasp your hands behind your back by your tailbone, and hang. Here, whenever you're comfortable, and if you'd like to try it, on an inhale, you're going to straighten your arms, lifting your fist towards the sky, and then on the exhale, sending those hands closer towards the front of the room, like stretching those arms towards your head. Let your neck be heavy. Palms can be open or they can be closed. Oh, there's an ant in there's always random ants here. I don't know why. There's no food over here. The ants hang out in the bathroom too, and I'm like, what even is there? Maybe they like the shampoo. I don't know. Anyway, we're stretching. Let's bend our knees deeply. And then exhale, straighten your knees. 2 more like that. Inhale, bend your knees to chest if they're not already there. Exhale, straighten up. One last time, stretching the shoulders the whole time. Inhale, bend. Exhale up, and then carefully and slowly, with as much care as you can, release those hands down to the front. Bend your knees extra slowly, because we've been upside down for a while. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Take a moment, just take some time. Ooh. I feel like I just came out of like a rainforest. Good, and shake it out. Shaking is nice, it kind of puts everything back. Well done. Now let's just do a couple of my little Michael Phelps arms. I don't know if he actually does this, I just imagine he does this. He does like very intense swimmer versions of these, but swing out your arms. We haven't done Breath of Joy in a while, and it shows. I'm sorry, my laptop is kind of like slanted. Let's see if I can, maybe I just shouldn't mess with it. So let's do some breath of joy while we are here. Great. So it's three, okay, now it's really annoying me. It's 3 breaths in and 1 breath out. So we spread out the inhales, and then we exhale it all out. The arms will go in first, out, and in, and then we just send it all out and we dive between our legs. We do 10 of them. So like fasten your seatbelts or don't, because this is breath of joy. Who knows where you're gonna go? You're gonna separate your legs nice and wide because as you send your head down, you don't want to slam into your knees. I was about to tell you a story about that. I'll save it. So inhale up, inhale out. Same inhale, up as big as you can, and then exhale, send it all out. And I would love to like hear your voices, all that breath work, just send it like literally like the world, just for the world, let it out. There's just so much we are holding in that there are so few ways that we can truly express our feelings. We can express what we think. We can say kind of like, I feel sad, I feel a mixture of sad and happy, but to truly contain all the things we as humans contain, it goes beyond words. That's why it kind of transcends into this breath, into the sigh, into the gasp, into our gestures and our tension. And so this is a way to just release. Who knows cognitively what it is? Who cares? Just let it out. So my speech aside, let's begin. I'm going to do my own 10. And I'll just stop when I've hit 10. You stop when you're ready. So ready? Inhale. 1, 2, 3. That's 5 for me. This is my last one. You can just hang wherever you want to hang. Roll up. Just find a place to close your eyes. Small Tadasana, mountain pose. Excellent. Begin to open your eyes. If you find that with a release of air comes a release of emotions or a release of tears or any other release, the funny ones too, that's like all good. It's all good. You're here and you're contained, kind of within the confines of our trust for each other and just the kind of the yoga spirit of like, we're all in this together. Well, while we're up here, let's do a couple of hip openers. So in our classes prior, we've been doing a lot of hip openers on the ground. Great option. And if standing and doing these is like a little rough, just simply try to replicate it on the ground, sitting on your butt. It's like same hips, like same stretch. But we're gonna activate a little balance here. So finding that alignment, sometimes going up and down, you can get a little lightheaded or a mild headache. You know what, maybe we did, so let's take a sip of water. Let's just completely regroup with our balance. Take a moment, have a sip of your beverage. Really feel, if you are taking a sip, like feel it like going down. Like what actually happens when you swallow and like cool or hot, like liquid goes down. It's a nice mindfulness like blip in our lives. Similarly, you can eat, some ice cream or something and just really mindfully savor something. It is mindfulness, but it's like enjoyable. You probably don't feel as much pressure to breathe in and breathe out. All right, let's come on back, rolling the shoulders back, strengthen, almost like you're lifting up because you're so strong and mighty, which we are. Toes pointing to the front, left foot, lift the toes and grip the floor. I have tiny feet. I have to like super like duck walk my toes, just like span them wide. So get a nice grounded sensation through our left. You're switching your center onto one foot. So like the pelvis actually goes from between 2 feet and 1. So let's just practice mindfully transferring the weight of our pelvis from 2 feet to 1. 2 feet and 1. Expanding the time on 1 foot each time. Just a little bit of mindfulness. What actually goes into balancing? Lots of things, and we're just breaking it down. Oh, I overshot it. Okay, so we get it. This time, we're gonna go onto 1 foot. We're gonna lift up the right foot, as if we're about to sit in for T. We're just gonna cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Bend in that left foot. You're not locking the knee. Nice bend. Hands can come to heart. Hands can come to hips, wherever you like. Bending that left leg even more. You're gonna send your heart forward, as if you're doing a little bow. Shoulders still back. Your hips are bending, but your spine hasn't collapsed. Gaze kind of tracks down the wall and then maybe settles right in front of you. Hey, you might start feeling it in that right hip. If you want to go further, you can just release your hands to the floor, to some blocks, and just really play with the stretch here. Play with your range. All right. If you are down, get ready to come back up. So let your head be heavy wherever you are. Hands come to heart. As we begin to unbend. Ah, yeah. Ooh, wobble the leg. Inhale at the top. Exhale to release. And send it down. Shake it out. You ever seen those balance boards? It's like a little disc that balances on a small point. It's like a little top, but you can actually stand on it. It's really cool to do these on it because your bottom leg moves so much. But by doing that, you actually kind of find your center. And then when you step off, you're like, oh, I'm not wobbly anymore. I should get one. I should invest in one. All right, other side. We're going to ground through the right foot. And let's just do the same exercise. Just send the weight of your pelvis from 2 feet to 1 foot. You might even want to try to close your eyes or lower your gaze here. It's really quite a challenge. You have to really think of what the body is doing rather than what the eyes are seeing. But just do 2 more or so. Whew. Excellent. And now we're going to do it for realsies. So lifting the left foot up, crossing the left ankle over the thigh of the right leg, sitting back in a chair as our heart begins to expand forward. Hands can come to heart in like a prayer position, flexing that left foot, or your hands can stay at your hips. As your eyes kind of track down the wall, the more you bend that standing knee, the more you may feel it in that hip. And if you kind of reach your capacity here, you can hang out at this edge, or you can release the hands, release the neck, and play around here, seeing how much you want to bend your knee, seeing how much you want to straighten it. Oh yeah. Take that, flight from San Francisco. Good, and when you kind of feel like you played around enough here, bring your attention back to the goal of rising back up. So settle yourself grounding through that foot, lifting from that belly button, hands come to heart, to lift your body up, flexing through that foot. Inhale at the top, exhale, send the shoulders back, release the leg, shake it out. Good work. All right. Excellent, excellent job. All right, I would like to do one more standing. Just trying to see which one we should do. There's so many. Let's go to a nice little pyramid, actually. So we're gonna open our legs as wide as our wrists, give or take. Toes pointing to the front. Then we're gonna lift up the toes of our right leg and point them in the same direction as our right fingers. Good. With our back leg, we're gonna bend it a little and step it forward, just a smidge, just to make the little triangle of our legs a little smaller. Good. So we're gonna inhale tall, Exhale, send that hip to the left side. Arms still strong. You still have a center here. Good. Palms turn to face the front of the room. Inhale, and then exhale. You're just gonna reach like your arms of a clock towards the right toes. You can put your hand on to your shin. If you have a block here, some people like to go all the way in between their two toes. They can, big toe and second toe, they can like kind of put their fingers there. I like actually a blocker using my leg because it keeps my spine from collapsing. It kind of keeps me stretched out. Good, if you'd like, your gaze can come up to the top hand. Reach, 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 really reaching for something up there. Good. Exhale, turn to look at the bottom leg, bringing your left hand to that right shin. Picking up the back foot, rotating it so both toes are now pointing to the right side of the room. And send your nose towards your shin. Good, hands can be on your blocks, they can be on the floor. Your spine can be rounded here. If your hamstring is experiencing a lot of tension, bend that knee. Again, we're just trying to bring stretch with ease. We're not trying to force any stretch. The stretch will come even if it doesn't really, really hurt. And that's, I like to emphasize that. Good, and then picking up the back heel, turning the toes back out to the side, and lift our fingers off the ground. Peel that heart open to the front of the room, left arm lifts. And then exhale, bending with that right knee. Coming on back to the top, toes pointing to the front. Take a breath, we're gonna switch sides. Good, so we're gonna turn our left foot now to face the left side of the room. Big wings come out, send the hip over to the right side. Palms face the front. And just tilt, tilt, tilt to the left side. Good, hand can come between the two toes, two front toes, big toe and second toe. Hand can come to your shin. Hand can come to a block, either in front of or behind your leg, whichever you're more comfortable with. Different schools teach different methods. Good, and just try to get long. Almost as if you didn't have anything to hold on to, you could still hold yourself up. But we hold on to something. Good, deep breath here. And then exhale, you're gonna turn your gaze to the front leg. Your left arm can come down. And we're gonna lift the back heel and turn the back toes to face the same direction as the front toes. Make any adjustments you need here. If it has to be on a slight diagonal, that's okay. Good, and then here we're gonna just drop the nose towards the shin. Hands can be on blocks. I love blocks, I should use them more. They're right there, I have like literally no excuse. Hands on blocks, actually. Practice what you preach, Catherine. Front knee can be bent if your hamstring is experiencing a lot of tension or you've had hamstring issues in the past. Hamstrings are so tricky because they take a long time to heal and it doesn't take a lot to hurt them. So it's like, oh, I'm still injured. So take care, please take care. Good. And we're gonna release that stretch. Remove the block from your right hand. As we lift the heel of the back foot, turn it back out. Open that heart back out to the side, so you're now heart facing the front. Right arm lifts to the ceiling. Bending that front knee a little bit just to support you rising up. And turn it in. Excellent. Feet as wide as your wrists again. We're gonna do a halfway forward fold. And we're just gonna shift, bend your right knee, come up. And left knee, come up. Gaze towards the floor. Try not to lean your body any which way. It's just your knee bending. And then sync it with your breath. Almost there. Hands can come to your hips if it's too much on your arms, you need a break. Good, one more each side. 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 Pausing in the middle, stretching out through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Arms come down. Good. Take a little stretch here. And bend your knees, and we're gonna roll on up. Good. And either hop your feet together, or just bring them together however you like. Get out of your blocks. Okay, good. Now we're gonna come to the front of our mat. Bend your knees, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, open those arms, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to plant your hands. You're gonna step right leg back and left leg back, and we're gonna hold our plank. I'm gonna count about 30 seconds in my head, starting now. If your knees have to come down, that's okay. Keep your belly engaged. It's okay if your knees have to come down. 10 seconds. 20, almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to shift forward as slowly as you can. Chaturanga. And when you get there, release it all. Good, now we're gonna do, I'm just like finding things. There's like a whole universe on the floor surface here. My goodness. All right, now we're going to do a couple of like reverse push-up things. Just you'll understand. So hands on your shoulders. You're gonna press your body up. Elbows can still be bent. Shoulders away from ears. And then exhale, lower back down. We're going to do 10. So inhale to press up. Exhale down. 10. 9. Inhale up. Exhale down. 8. Inhale up. 7. Exhale down. Squeezing through the glutes. 5. Keep your core engaged so your lower back doesn't take the brunt of it. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Take it nice and slow. 1. And come on down, resting the opposite cheek on the floor. Good, and forehead comes back to mat. We're gonna do a couple locust poses. So clasping your hands behind your back, stretching your legs out, arms pulling towards your toes. We're gonna inhale to prepare, and exhale, just lift your upper body and your hands off the ground. And come down. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Final one. Good, now we're gonna engage our legs. So everything but the hips come up. 3 more. Halfway. Last one. And hold for 3, 2, squeeze your glutes. 1, come down, clasping our hands still, bringing your hands to the middle of the spine, like your elbows peel towards the ground, and just rest. Good, and unclasping your hands, hands under your shoulders, you're just gonna push up into a tabletop position. We're gonna lift up our left foot, plant it on the outside edge of the left pinky. Good, and we're gonna bend the right leg. Do your best to reach back and grab a hold of it. And then just play with that pelvis again, moving forward as we stretch that calf on the left leg. Oh. And then release the right foot, hands plant on the floor, sending the right knee back towards the left. Bringing the hands a little bit closer to the left side as we bring our right foot on the outside edge of the right pinky. If you want more space, you can back up a little bit with your back leg. You're just going to pick up that left foot as we reach back with our left hand. If you have a strap or a yoga band, it's a nice time to use it if it's hard to reach. If you want to use a block to support yourself as you reach, it's great too. Meaning, use the block so you get a little taller and can reach your foot. And then just play with how much you lunge forward, how much you feel that stretch in the left quad, that front muscle above your knee. All right, take another breath here. Exhale, release that foot carefully. Hands plant, bringing those knees together. And you're going to walk your hands towards your legs and come to sitting up. Here, if you have a blanket and you'd like to stack it under your knees, I encourage you to do so. So we're in a tall kneel position. We're going to tuck our toes. We're just going to inhale, almost like your elbows are touching. Heart is opening, shoulders are lowered, gaze lift. Exhale, bring it back to neutral or almost even into a contraction. Inhale, expand. Exhale, very deliberately, slowly, back to neutral or even a little contraction. One more. And this time, if you'd like to go into camel, take it wherever you are used to. If you've never done one or you want to be led into one, you're going to inhale your heart up. And then exhale, you're going to carefully reach one heel with one hand, and then the other heel with the other hand. Your head can just be up if doing this is too much stress on your neck. Otherwise, let your neck be heavy, your head be heavy behind you. And then you're going to send your hips a little bit forward. Good, one more breath. And then to get up, send your hips back in space. One hand comes to your hip, carefully. Other hip comes to your hip, hand comes to hip. Untuck the toes and just sit on back. Excellent job. Just take a breather as we move. We're going to move into our twists. Preparation of our Shavasana. If you want to lower your music, turn the lights down, whatever you want to do as we prepare, go for it. All right. So we're just going to make our way back onto all fours and just kind of melt down onto our stomachs and roll on over onto your back. If you want to start getting your pillows prepared, you know, basically get yourself comfortable. It's a good time to start. Then we're going to hug both knees in and just rock side to side. If your hands don't reach the outside of your shins, that's okay. An option is also to reach the backs of right by your hamstrings underneath your knees. Wherever your hands go. I have freakishly long arms, so I can reach around, but that's not due to like a lot of stretching. And just gently massages your legs go side to side, and maybe the gravity of your legs dropping to one side for a moment kind of carries your head. So your head just follows the swaying of your legs, this kind of subtle swaying of your spine. Just let your head roll as it would. And then settle back up into a neutral position, knees tucked in. We're going to open the arms out to the side. They can be little cactuses or straight. You're just going to drop the knees, my back just crack to the left side, trying to press the right shoulder blade as much into the ground as the left, or at least setting the intention, setting that as the intention. Your gaze can look over your right hand. Eyes can come to close. You can really begin to kind of turn inward now, just following the sound of my voice. Every exhale, feel a release. You can even tell your body, release, release, release. And then inhale to carefully send those knees back up. You can give them a little hug again. And opening those arms, deep inhale. And exhale, letting the knees drop to the right side. You can turn your head to the left, pressing that left shoulder blade into the earth, or at least setting that as an intention. Eyes can be closed. Inhale to feel uplifted, and exhale to release, release, release. Where are you holding your tension? Just identify those points in you. Can you release one of those points of tension, or maybe two of them, mindfully? Good, and then carefully on an inhale, bringing those knees back up. You can give them one final hug in. And then exhale, you're just going to drop the feet to the ground, knees pointed up. We're going to finish in anything you'd like to do. If there's something we didn't get to you really want to do. Otherwise, I'm going to guide a shoulder stance. Or you can just spread your legs and arms wide and settle into your shavasana, your pose, kind of corpse pose. For the shoulder stance, we're going to lift up one leg and then the other. And I'm going to get a little momentum. I kind of swing them down and then up. I lift the hips and I catch them in my hands. Keeping my head steady, feet flexed. Just pose. If you want to send them back with your head into a little cloud pose, feel free. Otherwise, just hang out up here. You can even play with lifting your hips even higher. So maybe your elbows can get a little closer to each other. Relax your neck. One more breath. And then to release very carefully and very gently, bend your knees and begin to release your hands as you roll your spine back onto the floor. That's it. And then extend one leg and the other. Arms open like a big star. And for Shavasana today, I'm going to remain silent. Just find what you want to find. Just be how you want to be. Everything is accepted. Say yes to all of it. So let's take a concluding breath together before we drift off into our independent experiences. And release. Just a little bit more. With the utmost care and love, begin to deepen the breath. Just a little bit deeper each inhale. And slow exhale. With your deep breathing, just gently reach your hands over your head, bring your legs together, and just stretch. Deep breaths with your stretch. And then gently guide your palms over your eyes, cupping your hands. Begin to blink your eyes open into your hands. And let the light filter in little bit by little bit till your eyes adjust. When you're ready, remove your hands. Just take in the newness of this moment. Still resting, still breathing deeply. More curious than anything. And with this, I leave you for today. So I offer namaste in conclusion of class and just my deepest gratitude, as always, an enduring gratitude for sharing this with me and your spirits and letting, just as we nourish our bodies with food and exercise and we nourish our minds with reading and taking in information that's good for us, we nourish our spirits by being awed, watching a sunrise, standing at the cliff's edge as you look into like the Grand Canyon or something, just being awed by the stars you sometimes can make out in the night sky. And I think just the sort of community and trust building, especially in really turbulent times, that's like awesome to me. And I do feel like very nourished in this kind of deeper sense for having this with you. So keep up the good work. And I will see you all Thursday. Any donations from today are going to go to American Red Cross for Hurricane Laura disaster relief. Bye, everyone.